All right, hello everyone. So today's Monday. I've posted the Astro hours and the swing days for the week to the members area. Let's start with gold. Now it's a new week. Now today, okay, let's see what's going on. Today, you better make sure your hours according to your country are according to the platform, because my platform, okay, the server for the platform is 6:50. My local time is 7:50. Okay, so there's an hour difference. So I've put on the platform, let's say for the swing hour, right? Let's say I've got, for example, for a swing hour, we've got today 10:05, 10:50. Okay, so that's going to be 9:05, 9:50 on here because it's an hour back behind. The platform's an hour behind. Okay, so I've got 9 till 9:50, let's say 9:45 here. Okay, so just be mindful of that little detail. And let me just add the others in here while I'm at it. Right, yeah. Okay, so that's how it is. Now, I'm expecting some sudden moves in the market today. So be careful and be mindful. Like I said, the server hour, the platform is 1 hour behind my local time because of winter hour. Okay, winter time period changes. So the time zones are different. So let's take a look. On the monthly, we're also in a new month, November, as you can see. So from here, a little bit of pullback is probably going to be in order. And that's the first resistance. So the resistance for the week is 61.29. That's going to be 2007. So I'm going to put 2007 here for the benefit of the exercise. Okay, 2007. That's on the weekly, as you can see there. If it breaks above that, don't stand in front of it, because as you can see, it's going to be, it's got room to go up if it does that. Let's take a look here on the daily. Now we've got a breakout on the daily, which is fine. So if the market goes back up into the 66, which is 1989, so that's also going to be a spot, 1989, which is pretty much the weekly pivot there, 1989. Okay, so that's the breakdown here. So what I'm going to do is get rid of this. I'm just going to refresh this. As you can see, the daily pivot, the high of Asia is here. So if the market does go back up here or here, the market might want to sell. There are no gaps here, but in any case, the market might do that. So going up and then selling is not a bad idea. If it does that, that's fine. You can follow that through. The trend is still up because of the war. So in any case, you want to be using smaller lot sizes than the usual. If the market before going up comes down into this zone, all right, for example, the low here, all right, or this zone, the white zone here, this is also not a bad spot to go up into that zone. Okay, so if the market's hanging around here at Astro hours today, that 10 o'clock, 10 to 10:30, 11 o'clock, these hours are good to look for a swing into that upwards direction if this is where the market hangs out. Okay, and if that's the case, so this will be an Astro hour. So this will be a target. So the weekly and the daily will be a target. If it breaks out, we should go into the 2007. Be mindful, it could break out because I'm expecting breakouts today, even towards the evening. So the market can just take off well into a further price. Okay, might just go even higher. So be mindful, because we've got that 2045 up there on the monthly. And on the weekly, if it breaks out, you see we've got possibility to go back up again. All right, so these levels are still on the cards. The market might come down, dip down, find support, and go up. So looking at 1978 as a price target as well. Remember, we had these levels last week, 1978, and this is where they touched before. All right, so if the market does pick up from these levels again to go up, it could do so. It's okay to go up as well. Let's get into SP 500. Now it's a new month, so let's take a look. This is going up. This is pretty bullish, as you can see, right? And we might go up even more into that zone. Okay, and then we'll see how things pan out. Now, look, this is a breakout, and this is really, really bullish on the weekly. The market coming back down into a good buy case is going to be 49, which is 4,312. So if we dip down back into 4,312, which is going to be here, okay, This is not a bad spot to go long. The market will probably come down here because it'll close the gap. There are a bunch of gaps here, and the weekly pivot is there as well. So we might dip down here and even lower. I'm going to get rid of this now because you don't need it, because that target was already done. And I'm also going to get rid of that. So we don't need that either, as you can see. On the weekly though, so coming back to go up is an option. Here we've got the high of this, which is 4,266. Okay, so 4,266 is all the way down here. All right, so this is also a zone the market might come and retest. On the weekly, that's how it is. On the daily, let's take a look. We're right at the top. So this is a good place to sell. Like I said, we are in a sell zone here. And I talked about this level last week. So from this zone, we're also looking to sell. Not a bad place at all. Just one thing we are worried about is this breakout. Okay, so the market can go into 4,413 to 56. And I've got 58 there to 4,492 even. So, it's got a bit of room to come up into if it breaks out. On the daily, because we're right at the top, maybe coming down a little bit more is the better option before going long. And that might take us down to 4,266, as you can see here. All right, so it's a bit of a tricky situation. Yeah, I've got double highs here. Breaking above this and then selling off is not a bad idea. Remember, I marked these levels in before. We can extend them into there because there's a gap there, as you can see. And then I've got this zone here. So the market still has potential to the upside. So be smart, all right? Be smart. If you want to play both sides of the market, you can. I've got really good aspects today happening. One in the morning in that 10 to 11 zone, which is good. And then the US session, which is going to be from 5 o'clock until 5:40. You've got good session there. And then we can expect some change in the market between 6:45 and 7, which should, continue with a push towards, pretty much 7, and then beyond 7 we should just keep going till the closing of the night. So be mindful that this is also a big swing day for a bunch of stuff. Be mindful on that as well. So if the market pushes really down, it could do so. Then we need to start looking to go up tomorrow. And if we're up here somewhere, then we need to think about selling it off. All right. So in that case, be mindful on those levels. This is a good resistance level. It's a good place for a daily retracement. So the market swinging down from there is not a bad idea at all. And on the weekly, like I said, we've got room to come back for a good buy kiss, at least into the 4,000. Here we are, 312, 303 zone there. Okay, 4,312, 303 there. Okay, into this zone there. All right, so that's also an option. Let's take a look at the euro dollar on the monthly. As you can see, got a big push up. That's an indecision bar, so market going up is okay. To lower this bar is 1.0516. I think it might have already done that. 1.0516. Just a second. That can't be right. This here. Low 1.0765. Okay, 1.0765, which is just up here. So a bit more left to go. 1.0765 on the monthly. All right, so that's a spot there. You can see this was a really good push for us on Friday, and we were expecting these sudden moves and breakouts. So no surprises there. I also gave you guys the targets on the upside, so everything should have been honky-dory, going up into those targets. So if you take a look at the weekly, that's a big blast up, okay, breaking out. 1.0758 on the weekly as a price target. We could put that up on there as well, 1.0758. So this zone is going to be a target zone for us. Okay. And on the daily, okay, we've got 73, 1.0830. This could push up, Okay, remember this zone here. Okay, and I talked about the Venus and the Mercury line there. So these are all possible targets, and that's a good breakout. And on Friday we talked about, like I said, the breakout as well. So market really pushed into that zone. So we still have room to go up, and then we should get into sell mode. All right. So this is one zone here, okay, which is where the good buy kiss is, and this is the other zone up here. This is another good buy kiss, but this is looking like a logical spot for us here. So going back up into the 1.08 region, 0780, 0770 is looking like it's on the cards here. So I'll just move that into 0780 zone. Okay, so we should like think about selling off from those levels. If the market does come back into the astro hours, then it should pick up until the closing to go somewhere which is a target. And if you look at your daily, just draw your levels like I have. Okay, just make notes of these levels. Okay, because that's where we're going. The important ones are 73.76, which is 1.0830, 0880 on the daily. Okay, which are like way up there. Okay, so this is going to be the first port of call if the market keeps going up. Right, so any pullback into the daily, into the weekly zone, we'll be happy to go back up again. Let's take a look at Dow Jones, Nasdaq, and Bitcoin and see how we go with them. Right here, Dow Jones, once again, a big push, pretty bullish as you can see, but in my opinion, it's a bull to go down again. If we take a look at the monthly, we might still keep pushing up a little bit more this month, at least until the middle of November, but a bit of a pullback is necessary. So if the market does come back down, as you can see where the market took off here, you can go back up again. And where can you go up? Well, into this zone and into that zone there. So there could still be some room to go up. There's a bit of a gap here, as you can see. The market swept here, and now we've got a double high. So pull back, push higher, and then sell off is looking like an option. But here, as you can see, this is a PST level. This is a sell zone here on the daily, and that should probably take us back down to a weekly support of 46, which is 33,466. So 33,466 is probably a level we should be keeping an eye out for. If we get back into this zone, then buying is going to be an option. All right, so that's that. On the also on the daily here, not the daily. Let's see on the daily what I've got. 33,388, and here I've got on the price 33,628. So 33,628 should be just around there. Okay, so this is also a zone. The weekly pivot and this zone is looking like an possibility that the market can come down. If we go higher, this is a level that the market just did, as you can see. And on the weekly, if this keeps going up before coming down, we should go higher into 34,914, 926. So 34. Wow, that is way up there, right? That is way up there. 34, 914. Wow, that is huge. All right. But it's not impossible because we do have some crazy aspects happening today. All right. So the market can easily keep pushing up into that 57, 58, 34, 914, 926. 914926 is going to be just above that as well. So somewhere around there, we could still be heading in that direction. If the market does come down, okay, then buying is an option. But if we keep going up, okay, then today's a swing day for a bunch of stuff. Make good use of it, because then you're going to use the good buy kiss here or the good buy kiss here to start pushing back down again. All right. So this is a good push up. Okay, probably looking for a place to sell down because there are a bunch of gaps there. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. Same kind of thing with NASDAQ. We've got, like I said, room to come up here and here, which is your good buy kiss here as well. So a bit more room to push up. On the daily, you can see that LCL one is 15,250. So that 15,250 is definitely going to be a target, as you can see in there. Right, that's there. On the weekly, that resistance. I talked about this 56.41, which is 15.124, which the price is there right now, 15.124. Okay, it's done that, as you can see right there, 15.124. Whoopsie daisy, right here, as you can see, that's where the market sold off. So this is not a bad spot. If it pushes up, because I am expecting breakout, so be mindful. If the market comes back down and they start buying, there'll be a breakout. Okay, if the market starts selling off, I'm also expecting some pushy moves here. So a pullback is also okay to go longer, okay, in order to push into that zone. So mark those zones like I have. Okay, just mark them in, because we still have a bit of room to push up. But this is a tricky area, because this is also where the market want to pull down and sell off. Look at this. This is where the market sold off before. So going up a little bit, taking stops out, and then pushing down to sell is also an option. This is a sell zone, guys, as well. Okay, so be mindful. It's a sell zone with room to go up with all the indices. So be careful. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. With Bitcoin, here we are. This was a swing day on Thursday, as you can see, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So if we end up somewhere, we should sell off. Now, I talked about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we could have a push up, okay? Again, we should have a last push up and then sell off from a higher location. Okay, so that's an option. So going up, as you can see, this is the weekly target. So this is going to be a good retracement at 35,756. So 35,756, which is around here, right? So this is not a bad spot for the market to sell off at. Okay, this white zone here, as you can see. And then that's 81, which is going to be 36,960. That's also an option that the market can get up into. 36,960 is going to be around there. Okay, as you can see, right? So on the monthly as well, let's take a look at the monthly. November, we're still bullish. Okay, so the market has got room to go up. So despite the fact that on the long term, I'm short on this, because I'm expecting an A, B, C, and then a big push down where we can buy again here in the 20s, right? So we'll have to see. Okay, there's a bit of gap here the market can fill. That could take us up to 40,000. So be mindful. That can take us up a little bit more. All right, so, and that's going to be there. Okay, which is, 37, 38. We could still get up there. So be careful if you're day trading. All right, and wait for those swing days and the Astro hours with the price formation. So if you're looking at it technically, it could be like a good push up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, an ending diagonal, and then we can just push it down for an ABC down. All right, and that's how it is. So selling on the highs, as I recommended last week as well, should not have been a problem. Also over the weekend, if you're trading, it should have been okay as well. All right, but just remember, we've got some higher targets as well, and the market is going to be full of surprises and pushy. Don't get sucked in.